Okay, so here is a very similar example to the question that you're finding a bit difficult. It's not the best worded question in the world because it says find the area enclosed between the graph and the x-axis, and there's a lot of it. What it's really after, judging by the answers, of course, is this area here. So, I mean, this is the wording of the question. It should be worded better. Anyway, we're just after this area here. That's what the mark scheme says, and I guess that's why they've given you the graph. So what you've got to do is work out these two x-axis intercepts. Okay, so how do we work out where a graph crosses the x-axis? We set y equal to 0. So crosses x-axis when y equals 0. So let's put 0 in. So now we have an equation to solve, and it's not a very nice looking equation. And it's not nice looking because we've got a sort of division by x or by x squared. So what we want to do is multiply through by x squared to get rid of this kind of fraction. So 0 times x squared is still 0. 109 times x squared is 109x squared. This times by x squared is x to the 4, and then we've got the 900. Okay, now if I'm going to attempt to solve an equation like this, I would rather have it in descending powers of x. So I'm going to bring everything over to the left hand side of the equation. Okay, so I'm going to add over the x to the 4. I'm going to take over the 109x squared, and then I'm going to add over the 900. So there we go. Now we've got this equation. Now this is a quartic, but because that's 4 and that's 2, it's a hidden quadratic. Okay, so it is just a quadratic sort of version of a quartic. So it will go into brackets, 2 brackets, where each bracket starts with x squared, and otherwise you just treat it like a normal quadratic. We need 2 numbers that multiply to make plus 900, and that add to make minus 109. And the answer to that is minus 100 and minus 9. Okay, you can take a moment and have a look at that. Now you've got 2 things multiplying to be naught, so you set these things separately equal to 0 and solve them. Okay, with this one we're going to get x squared is 100, so x is plus or minus 10. And with this one we're going to get x squared is 9, so x is plus or minus 3. Okay, so looking at those values in this part of the graph, this sketch here, this is going to be 3 and this is going to be 10. So we need to integrate the curve between 3 and 10. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to cover up all this work because we don't really need it. So here I go with the integration between 3 and 10. The upper limit is 10, the lower limit is 3. So that is the integration I'm going to do. Now that's easy to integrate, that's easy to integrate, but this needs to be written as a power, not as a fraction. So this is 900x to the negative 2. Now we've got it in a form we can integrate it, okay? So I'm now going to integrate. At this point we have square brackets. 109 will integrate to 109x. X squared will integrate to x cubed over 3. And this, when you add 1 to this, you have to be careful here. When you add 1 to this, it goes to minus 1. So we'll have this all divided by the new power of minus 1. Okay? And that can be tidied up a little bit. Let's do that quickly. Divided by minus 1 is just going to make that plus. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to rewrite x to the minus 1 as over x. You don't have to do that. At this point you're going to get your calculator. Oh, hello, sorry, couldn't see that. At this point you're going to get your calculator and you're going to put 10 into all of this, and then very separately you're going to put 3 into all of this, and you're going to have these numbers here and here, and you're going to subtract. I'm just going to go and get a calculator and work them out. I have one right here. So Not sure how well you can see that calculator. Put the light on. That's not very nice, but we'll give that a go. So when we put 10 in, 109 times 10 minus 10 cubed, which is 1000, divided by 3, plus 900 over 10 is 90. So here we get 846 2/3. Okay, I'm going to store that in my memory. I'm going to store it in A. I'm going to write a little A there to help me. And then I need to put 3 in for this one. 109 times 3 minus 3 cubed is 27. 27 divided by 3 is 9. And then 900 divided by 3 is 300. So that's 618. Okay. And I'm going to store that in B. And now I do alpha A minus alpha B. I'm expecting an answer of 200 and something. And apparently it's 228 2/3. Okay, hopefully that's correct. So that is how you answer that question.